Artemis said, what a poem to the one that we actually have on us now.
Hey.
Happy, like, do I clip this bit? I don't know.
You lazy thing! Get back to work and stay away from those roses! I've told you 1,000,000 times, those flowers are too sweet for the likes of you! You've still got to do the breakfast dishes, make lunch, and clean the stables yet this morning! And get your veil back on! No one wants to look at your face!
Yes, stepmother.
What fairy tale this is based off of?
It seems like a mix of... No, I'm just gonna say, Beauty and the Beast. Cause, I'm pretty sure she also has a mean stepmother. Though, the mean stepmother just comes across as Cinderella, but the roses makes me think Beauty and the Beast.
Interesting. I've only seen the Disney version, so I was unaware that Beauty and the Beast had a mean stepmother too.
I want to say most fairy tales do, and like something, step, like, I don't remember. I wouldn't be surprised if there was, because they let their daughter go stay with the beast. I mean, but I don't know if that's totally true. The stepmother definitely reads as Cinderella, but again, there's no Rose in Cinderella, so it's like kind of a mix almost.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I will say though, when we were going to play this game and you said something about the Isle of Greens or the Green Isles, I didn't expect it to be quite this Arabic. I was like, oh, are we going to Ireland? Can we go into the house?
There's a button on my screen.
Alexander doesn't want to intrude on private property unless he's been invited.
Which then it's not really intruding.
Alexander has not been invited to pick the family's roses.
Well.
Something Alexander is too nice to be an adventure game protagonist.
Something Alexander just witnessed the verbal abuse of this girl and didn't want anything to do with whatever's going on in that household right now.
Yeah, fair enough.
Palm trees as grace.
Wait.
Alexander is standing on a dirt street leading through the village. To his right is a fine house with a private yard. The yard is surrounded by a gated fence and is full of red rose hedges. The street continues off to the northwest, from which direction Alexander can feel a light sea breeze.
Shall we kind of go to the sea breeze?
Sure. Welcome to Arabic, we have talking dogs. What was that?
That's a boy.
Hey, stranger, come join me. The water is wonderful, and I can show you the way to the next island.
I just want you to know that he walks over on his own.
He's awfully Caucasus for this Middle Eastern island. More swim.
Well, he seems...
Come on, jump in. A little water won't hurt you.
He seems to be swimming just fine, so...
Considering the poor condition of the shore, it looks like the easiest way to get into the water is just to jump off the pier.
And so the currents must not be as bad over here, so on the other side, right?
Yeah.
Powerful currents grab Alexander. Struggle as he might, he feels himself being pulled out to sea.
You didn't have to... Oh, is the boy gonna drown?
Where are you?
Oh, do we just, like, suck?
Help me! Sorry, I think not.
As his head submerges for the third time, Alexander finds himself pondering the wisdom of going out on a limb for a stranger.
That's so funny. It's like the first time he drowns, it's like, oh, the ocean, oh, geez, the undertow is too strong, oh.
That boy must be an unbelievably strong swimmer.
But then the second time, it's like, oh, he's just really bad at swimming, I guess.
Come on, jump in. A little water won't hurt you.
I think it will. Call it intuition.
What are you waiting
It's
for?
funny.
I said I'd show you how to get to the next island, didn't I?
It's funny because like when you jumped in, you were so much farther out to sea than the boy was. I thought, oh man, you jumped in too close to the.
The young boy in the water just disappeared. Oh well, perhaps he just dove under the water.
That's not suspicious at all.
That's not suspicious at all. Was he like some kind of mer person?
Maybe.
Some siren of the sea.
Tales back when we were with the Beauty and the Beast / Cinderella segment. It's like Alexander said, not my circus, not my monkeys. Alexander took one look at that family fighting and said, big yikes.
Big yikes. Cinderella.
Cinderella, Cinderella,
Just
night and
left,
day, Cinderella.
just left us to die and laughed.
Yeah, he's not coming out. That boy dived under the water and is not coming back up.
Zenfire brings up the excellent point of it was just because clearly it was because we didn't have any badges or HM03, and that's why the boy could swim. He had surf and enough badges for it.
Man, HMs. Gee. So,
Okay.
since we just witnessed the boy drown, what do we do now?
Alexander is standing at the island's docks. Both the pier and the only boat in sight are in sad repair.
Also, I can't help but notice that there's some mountains back there.
Alexander
Yeah.
can see the peaks of another island on the horizon.
What about this boat?
A
Stand
worn
back.
wooden vessel has been dry docked on a jetty. The boat is in sad shape. A hole in the hull and the condition of its boards make it obvious that the vessel is no longer seaworthy.
No longer seaworthy, it says.
No longer seaworthy.
Can we check
Oh.
the, like, sandbag?
Like saying that?
The sandbag that you're standing above.
An old canvas bag full of sand hangs off the side of the boat. It was most likely used as a bumper when docking the boat against the pier, but it's rather pointless now.
Big oof.
Aw. Can we pull on the, like, rope that's going into the water?
Alexander would have no use for that rotting rope.
I like the specification that it's rotting.
Yeah.
Just in case you thought we're like rope will always be useful. No, this rope will break if you use it. Trust me.
God. Gross. Probably slimy, too. So the fact that he said the sandbag is useless means there's no point in pulling on it.
Unless.
Alexander wouldn't know what to do with the old bag of sand.
He was actually just saying it was useless because it wasn't going to help the boat stay docked when it's
Oh, okay.
in this state.
Gotcha.
Oh, but Ollie did say we should head to talk to the guy, the ferryman. So
Is he inside?
let's see.
Yeah, what do you want?
Hello.
Excuse me. My name is
Grouchy.
Alexander. The owner of the bookshop in the village told me you might be able to help me. I hear you used to run this ferry for the islands. I'd like to talk to you if you have a moment.
You say old Allie sent you? I can't see why
Allie!
the ferry's not running, you know.
I understand. I'd just like to talk to you about the islands if you don't mind.
Well, I guess it'd be all right if Allie sent you. Well, don't just stand there. Come on inside.
I said
Good old Allie and
What is it
Wazir.
you wanted to talk about, young man?
Allie, Baba. Did you just call Allie the Vizier?
No, I said I was making fun of the things that the game pronounces wrong.
Is it not Vizier?
It is Vizier. They say Wazir.
What? They say what? Oh my goodness, I didn't even catch that. That's so funny. Talk to him.
I'm a visitor to these islands. I'd like to learn what I can about the area.
So you said outside. What is it you want to know?
Well, for one thing, why has the island's only ferry been dry docked?
Huh. It just ain't safe to sail these days. What with the islands feuding and all. Wazir Al-Hazred ordered the ferry closed till things settled down. Me, I don't think she'll ever see water again.
But why are the islands feuding?
You got me?
You can see it right
Something
there.
about stolen property or some such thing. 'Tis a real shame. Things used to be so friendly.
Then this unrest is recent.
A few years is all, but it's been long enough.
Perhaps if the ferry were repaired.
This old thing? This ferry's been out of water so long she's no longer even seaworthy. Her boards have dry rot. She'd fall apart at the first taste of seawater.
But there must be some way to get off this island.
There's only one other way to travel that I know of. A magic map. The owner of the pawn shop can tell you more about that than I can, Alexander.
Shall we ask about more?
Yeah.
Tell me more about the ferry.
I remember when I used to ferry Queen Ilaria and Princess Cassima themselves. There was no thought of danger back then. They used to go visiting to care for the needy and to keep up the friendly relations between the
The
islands.
twitch on his eye.
I remember their last trip. Things had started getting nasty by then, and when they came back aboard, I gathered that the Queen and the Princess had been received a bit coldly. Princess Cassima was such a pretty thing, and she was terribly upset. But who could be spreading these lies, she asked the Queen, but the Queen had no answer.
I'd like to know that. I like all these segments with, like, foreground.
Yeah, the framing is real nice.
Like, I meant to mention it before, but I also like the bookshop where it has you, like, viewing from in the bookshop. You see the books
Yeah.
beneath
Kind of
you.
makes the space feel really cramped.
What more do you have to say?
What do you do now that the ferry no longer operates?
Me? I'm out of a job. The job my ancestors have held for generations. I'm the only one trained to avoid the reef and the rocks. But that knowledge does me no good now.
Is there no other boat on the island? One that might be more seaworthy?
Boats don't last long on these shoals, as you may have found out if you got here by ship. You can be quite sure that this old ferry is, or was, the only craft on the island.
Dad, more!
What about witchcraft?
Witchcraft. Well, there is witchcraft. There is the magic map.
That's another kind of craft.
You raise a fair point. Zen Fabry. It's like, speaking of Cinderella, there's a lot of Cinderella movies. At least 4, just from Disney.
4?
Yeah. Cinderella 1, 2, and 3, and then the live action remake.
Oh, right. I forgot the live action one exists.
More!
Tell me more about Princess Cassima.
Ah, such a beautiful child, and so pure of heart. Why, a contrary thought has never crossed her mind. Her mother was the same. The king and queen, they served the islands, not the other way around. Always thinking about the people. Ah, they are sorely missed.
What else can you tell me about the land?
Let's see. The Isle of Wonder's a lovely spot. A bit crazy, mind you. Gotta have a good sense of humor to enjoy a tour there.
I have a good sense of humor. What about you, Zero?
A good sense of what?
Humor!
Oh, yeah, of course.
What else can you tell me about the land?
The Isle of the Beast is pretty, but unfortunately, you can't get very far onto the island.
What else can you tell me about the land?
The inhabitants of the Isle of the Sacred Mountain are the most gorgeous creatures you'll ever see. If you ever get to see them, that is.
I think that's all I have to say. I think it starts repeating now.
What else can you...
The Castle of the Crown sure is a beauty. She's the finest palace ever built, I'll warrant.
No, I think it's repeat.
What else can you tell?
Some say that the land of the Green Isles is near the edge of
Oh.
the world. And that the currents are a result of a magnetism.
Lyra, that's it.
This world to the next.
The
Of course,
boatman.
that's just
Nah.
talk.
Okay.
I got so much.
In that case, maybe there's just one more.
What else can you tell me about the land?
Let's see. The island
There we go. That did it. Just gotta use that good old reverse psychology on it.
Yeah. You have to expect more, and then he'll like withhold information. What's that on the table?
Let's find out.
A table is positioned in front of two plain wooden chairs. The table consists of a board placed over a small barrel.
Did I miss?
There's a rabbit's
Okay, we
foot
got
on
this.
the table.
A lucky rabbit's foot.
A lucky rabbit's foot. Let's steal it.
There's nothing of interest on...
Dang it.
I see you have a rabbit's foot. Has it brought you much luck?
As you can see, my luck's been out for some time now, despite that old charm. Why don't you take it with you? Perhaps giving the darn thing away will bring me good fortune at last.
Perhaps it will at that. Thank you.
We have a rabbit's foot, Lyra.
We
Does
have a-
that make us the ultimate lucky student?
Sure, of course. Does that mean Pepper is the ultimate lucky student since she has 2 rabbit's feet?
What? Whose rabbit's feet did
no, I
she
can't hear
take?
you. Okay, go on.
It's like, whose feet did she take?
Her own?
You think that she actually has 2 because she's a rabbit, but no, she actually like took another rabbit's feet.
Fear. You like the music?
I do like the music.
Anyways, this is Zero's favorite part of the game. Alright, what now?
I love it. I'm confused why the man has like a shower bonnet on.
It's just a style. Come on.
He should click on everything.
The ferryman's bunk looks hard and uncomfortable. No wonder he can be so cranky.
He doesn't seem cranky at all.
He's more cranky if you try to walk up and talk to him before you talk to the bookkeeper.
Oh,
Several oil lamps are strategically placed around the boat's cabin to illuminate the island's dark nights.
Yeah, if you noticed when we were like trying to like ask him about the island, he was like, "All right, well, Ali sent you, so I guess I can talk."
Allie. Oh, there's a photo on the wall. What's that about? Maybe he'll talk about
Alexander's
his like
sitting inside
family.
the ferry's cabin. The place displays the neatness of a seaman and the sparseness of a bachelor. There are
Ah,
few frills and comforts in the rough wooden environment, but the sunlight shines cheerily on the open beams, and the portholes admit a pleasant breeze.
nice.
The fact that I clicked on it, the picture, and it gave us a general description of the room probably means that it's not going to give us anything.
Yeah.
A cabinet with a dry sink lines one wall of the cabin.
Oh, I thought that was like a bar. What about the lamp?
This lamp?
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's going to give the same description a little bit.
Several oil lamps.
Yeah, because it said
Okay.
several.
Oh, okay. Cool. I guess we can leave then. It looks like Alexander's wearing like striped
I
socks.
think I'll be going now. Thanks for allowing me into your home.
Posh, not at all. It breaks the boredom, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, what does he have to do all day? You'd think he'd welcome guests more often. Ollie or no Ollie. That boy has still not come out.
I'm sure he's fine.
So I guess we have to talk to the pawnbroker for some maps.
Map goodness.
Nappity dappity doo.
Good day.
Oh, the Grim Reaper's here.
He's here.
A mysterious old man also patronizes the pawn shop. He steals sidelong glances at Alexander from under his hood.
Same
Keep
man.
stealing. Catch him.
Well, we're here again.
Yeah, we should talk to. Oh yeah, we should look at things. Oh, look at the Hyrule shield that's under the middle right shelf.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
I think the shelves will just give, like, book descriptions.
The back wall
Oh.
of the shop holds various odds and ends. For example, a hull hole detector for finding those hard-to-spot holes in small sailboats.
Huh.
Hmm.
That would have been useful in King's Quest V when you can only find the hole in the boat by dying.
Cat cookie mix. Play tricks on your friends, the box says.
Huh. That would have been helpful for turning Mananant into a cat in King's Quest III.
Mm.
These shelf items seem to have a theme to them.
A golden bridle finder for finding those nearly invisible golden bridles.
Nearly invisible. How can you be nearly invisible?
I think that's for King's Quest II? No, 4.
Animals in Stardew Valley be like, I laid you an egg. I got plenty of milk for you. I dug up a truffle. I amputated my foot.
Javier brings up a good point. Doesn't it make it 4 rabbit's feet for Pepper?
You know, that's a good point. Do the front ones count? Because I think there's some rules to the rabbit's feet bringing luck thing. Like, it has to be taken off of a rabbit under, like, a full moon or something, blah, 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 stuff like that.
So
And it has to be
Pepper is
one-
specifically really lucky once a month. What else is new?
Self-adhesive emeralds. What you use when you don't have honey.
Well, that's also King's Quest V. Do you remember that puzzle?
Yeah, I remember that.
Tongue climbing gear. Tested on over 100 whale tongues.
That was from King's Quest IV.
A uvula tickler. Guaranteed to make large mammals sneeze.
What?
Same part of King's Quest IV.
Tickling the uvula makes you barf, not sneeze.
It's also at the back of the mouth, not the front, so I don't think King's Quest IV was going for accuracy.
A cheese hook for retrieving cheese out of small holes.
Aw, that's cute.
Also from King's Quest V.
A shovel that's guaranteed not to break for over 100 grave diggings.
Is there a clip of my sister complaining about that part? There probably is.
Oh my goodness.
A bridge repair kit for when you've crossed a bridge one too mmany times.
That's King's Quest II. Because there's a bridge in King's Quest II where it lets you walk over it exactly as many times as you need to, and if you walk over it one more time, it breaks.
Oh my goodness.
And the game becomes unwinnable.
Why?
Because it's Sierra.
Oh my goodness.
Speaking of which, Sierra is actually a lot nicer in this game than normal.
That's funny.
I'll show something off. Let's look at some of the stuff in the front here. How many things are in here?
Stair traction pads. Stop slipping off those narrow staircases.
That'd be useful for all of the games.
A hull hole detector.
There. I thought we were close to looping. What do you want to look at now? Let's go at
The
this one.
crystal ball.
Crystal ball?
The land of the Green Isles must have at least one inhabitant with interest in the mystical, for a crystal ball has been traded in, along with the more common household goods. The crystal ball remains perfectly clear and says nothing.
Aw, nothing connected to the magic
Alexander
map.
will know his future soon enough if he just keeps on with his adventure. It wouldn't be fair to peek.
I never tried to poke the bear.
The stuffed bear probably has stuffed fleas, Alexander decides to keep his distance.
Stuffed, please.
Stuff, please. Let's take a look at the drum.
What?
A small red drum beats no more on the shelves of the pawn shop. Rat-a-tat-tat. Alexander's musical abilities have always leaned more towards wind instruments.
Poking at the fact that one of the purchasable items is a
Nightingale,
flute.
which is a flying type. Oh. But a mechanical bird that sings is a wind instrument.
Sure. Anyways, just talk to the man.
Sure.
Excuse me, merchant, but the ferryman mentioned that you might have a magic map of the land of the Green Isles.
Why, as a matter of fact, I do. I keep it under the counter. It's been gathering dust so long that I nearly forgot about it. It was quite a few years ago, you see. The estate of a wealthy wizard fell into my hands when he died. It was useless magical junk mostly, which reminds me, I've still got some things of his in the back that I need to dump out. Anyway, the magic map was the one true treasure in the lot. The wizard was quite old and feeble and had enchanted the map to aid in traveling. It is said that one need only desire to be on an island depicted on the map to find oneself there. It is a very valuable map, as you can imagine. Unfortunately, no one is interested in traveling these days. It is far too dangerous with the current state of the kingdom.
What would you take for the map?
I would normally want something magic in return, but since I am hardly overrun with prospective buyers, I would be willing to take anything of equal value in exchange.
What would be of equal value to a magic map?
Our ring?
Are you sure? I think the book that we got for less than free might be it. Let's try a ring.
If Alexander wants to exchange one of his possessions for an item in the pawn shop, he'll...
I missed.
Would you be willing to take my family ring in exchange for the magic map?
Daventry, are you a king then?
No, that's my father, King Graham. I'm just
Graham?
Alexander.
Well, Prince Alex, she is a beautiful ring. Are you sure you can part with such a unique family heirloom?
The ring does mean a lot to me. I didn't always have a family, you know. Still, it is only gold. There are more important things at stake now.
Then you now own a magic map, Prince Alex. I will keep your ring out of sight for a few days. If you find anything else of great value in your travels, you can come back for your ring. I would hate to see it melted down for gold. Ah, and a warning about the map. It will only operate when you are out in the open and within sight of the sea. The limitation has something to do with the teleport spell ingredients. You might try the beach.
Thank you. You are very kind. And I'll remember about the map.
Oh?
The old man approaches.
Suddenly, the old man in the concealing cloak sneaks past Alexander, and with a sneaky dart of his hand, steals a mint from the candy jar. The old man stuffs the mint into his mouth and wobbles unsteadily out of the pawn shop.
What? Thief! One jump ahead of the bread line, one swing ahead of the seconds later. Excuse me?
Seconds later in the castle.
Master! I
Oh,
followed
no.
Prince Alexander as you wished. From the pawn shop owner, he just abstained, just reprieved. He just got a magic map.
Was the mint drugged?
You fool! You've been eating those mints again. I ordered you to stop that.
What? Is he drunk on mint?
Yes. Master.
Now, what is this about a magic map?
With the map, Prince Alexander could travel anywhere as quickly as I can.
I thought I took care of the only means of travel. By my scimitar, I can't have him stirring things up now. Get a hold of yourself and listen carefully, Shamir. Go to the other islands and tell them...
Is he a genie?
Is he?
Who's drunk?
Genie who's drunk
Onions?
on mints?
An elegant little glass dish decorates the countertop. The dish is full of green mints offered for the enjoyment of the customer.
So they were free anyways?
Yeah, they're free. In fact,
He didn't have to, like, steal...
Alexander takes a mint.
Will it make you drunk?
let's find out.
Mint.
Alexander eats the mint. Not bad. A little stale, perhaps.
Okay.
And now the game.
If Alexander wants...
Oops. It's fine. You could just take another one.
takes a mint.
Ah.
And that's it. It's nicer than the other games. Past games, we've been like, oh, you ate a mint. That was the last one. You can now,
God.
you can now no longer win the game. No, it's just...
Without this mint.